This week we're going to highlight the 2022-2023 balance sheet from the USDA at last week's Agricultural Outlook Forum. We're also going to take a look at the trend in U.S. corn export sales and wrap things up looking at the weather trends in Brazil. Hi, this is Brian Basting with Advanced Trading. Let's talk about the corn market. We moved into the month of March here, and this market remains historically volatile. We're going to take a step back this week and look at USDA's Agricultural Outlook Forum. That was last week, and what we're going to look at is USDA released a balance sheet for 2022-2023 for corn. Let's start out today looking at that balance sheet. Again, the Agricultural Outlook Forum is held annually at this time of year. This was a virtual event this year, held on February 24th through the 25th. We're now going to look at the corn supply, demand, and price balance sheet here. And what we're starting out here is highlighting some supply issues. Notice that the planting intentions or planting forecast the USDA utilized was down about 1.5% from last year. USDA did make a comment that they believe that the acreage will be scaled back a bit in response to higher input costs. They are forecasting a record yield, though, at 181. Therefore, a record crop still of 15.24 billion bushels. And notice that supply line. Adding in larger beginning stocks compared to a year ago, total supply is up 340 million bushels from last year. Now we're going to switch gears and look at the demand side. Looking at ethanol there, usage is forecast to be up 75 million bushel, exports down 75. So really, total use is nearly unchanged, up only 5 million bushel. As a result now, as we focus in on ending stocks, our forecast to increase 425 million bushel up to 1.965 billion bushel. Now here's the key message. Change happens very fast. It can be very fast in these type of markets. Historically now we have a conflict going on, obviously, in Russia and Ukraine. This balance sheet is just a mark on the wall. There's so much going to happen over the next 6 months. But again, now as we move forward and we look at December corn futures, we're looking at December corn futures near $6.25 a bushel is the highest price ever for early March. We strongly encourage you to work closely with your trusted risk management advisor to manage this price movement. Let's move on now and take a brief look at export trends for corn. We're zeroing in here and looking at the weekly U.S. unshipped corn export sales. Now, that red line is still rather high historically, but it's down from last year. One of the reasons it's down so much is 139 million bushels fewer on the books to China this year. Let's now look at year-to-date export corn sales. Again, down from last year, but it's still a historically strong number of 1.87 billion bushel. Now, here's the key message that we've highlighted. We're looking at that being 77.2% of the USDA's annual forecast of 2.425. So really places a tremendous emphasis now on what happens with the South American crop, specifically that double crop or safrinha corn in Brazil. Speaking of that Brazilian second season crop, let's take a look at where that crop is grown. Now once again here we've highlighted several of the key states in Brazil. Mato Grosso is number 1 at 40%, Paraná at 21%, Mato Grosso do Sul at 15%, and Goiás at 12%. Let's take a look at the short-term weather trends now for Brazil. Our slides this week, as usual, are courtesy of T-Storm Weather. We're looking at the last 14 days. Remember, this is a planting environment now for that safrinha corn in Brazil. Look at the last 14 days. Neither too wet or too dry in Mato Grosso. A really rapid soybean planting pace, as we'll see in a moment. As we move further south, it has been a bit dry. As we look at the next 30 days now, again, no real extremes across Mato Grosso. As we move further south, it's been a bit dry. Here's a short-term forecast for the next 2 weeks for planting. Again, it's generally a good forecast for planting. Neither too wet nor too dry in northern Brazil. And also as we move further south, some of those dry areas are going to get some rainfall, but not excessive amounts. Let's wrap things up this week looking at planting progress in Mato Grosso. Again, Mato Grosso is the number 1 double crop corn producing state in Brazil, and they are really planting this crop rapidly, 82.7%. compared to 54.7% last year. It's actually slowed down a bit recently because the soybean harvest has been slowed by wet weather. But we'll monitor this extremely closely for you for the next several weeks as you get into the key growing period for corn in Brazil. Now, if you'd like more information, please feel free to contact us, 664-2321. We'll put you in contact with our risk management consultants who'll be happy to visit with you at your convenience. And remember, we upload every Wednesday. Make sure to subscribe to our channel to never miss an upload. Thanks a lot. Have a good week.